Hi. So now we're going to talk about Note. It should be already an app on your home screen. If we go ahead and click on Note, a whiteboard's going to appear. It is by default black. So is it a blackboard? Anyways, what we can do is we can pick up your pen. Sorry, mine's is a white tip pen. Yours is most likely a black tip pen, but there's going to be a skinny side of the pen and a thick side of the pen. What we can do here is start using the different sides of the pen and we can test out the thickness. By default, the thin side is white and thin. The red is a little bit thicker on the bigger part of the pen, but we can customize that. If we go ahead and click this icon at the bottom called Write, I'm going to click on that. We do have an option. The first one is finger option. If we turn on use the finger to select, then I can move objects around with my finger. But I'm going to turn that off because I want to use my finger as a writing tool. So I can say I want to turn my yellow finger into a medium-sized pen. The thin part of the pen, we can go ahead and make this a blue. And then the thicker part of the pen, let's do a purple and make it super thick. So I do have one, two, and three. Okay. What's neat is I can then take this pen and write something like, which is a place I definitely want to go and visit, Japan. And then like I can take the selection tool, circle the word Japan. It'll give me different options. One, I can change the color. Let's change it to green. This next one is Smart Write, AB. What it does is it'll recognize the writing and turn it into text. What's neat about that is I use it for my students to be judged by the computer that their writing is terrible. If it doesn't recognize it, it's not me telling them it's terrible, it's the computer. The other option next is search. So if I click on search, what it's going to do is it's going to take this word Japan and it's going to Google search it, which is really neat. It'll take me right to that Google page. But let's go back to our note section. We're back into Japan. Some other things we can do here. I'm going to go to a new page. Also on the bottom right, we have add a page. So now we have page 2 of 2. I'm going to then come to menu in this bottom left corner. Menu will give you an option called theme. If I click on theme, I can change the template. So say I want a writing template or we're doing sports. Let's do, I think this is soccer. Oh, my favorite, tennis. That's not tennis. There you go. Okay. And then I can say, here's the background. I want to do a green tennis court and say, okay. What's neat is if I change the different colors of the background with the templates, a darker background will give me like a white line and a lighter background like say a white background will give me a dark line, black or gray. All right, so now we can still, oh, I'm on the select tool. Let's go ahead and go back to right. I can say, oh, there's a player here and a player here. So I can go ahead and still annotate over my templates. If I click on add a page, it's going to just duplicate that template. But if I come back to the theme, I can change it. So I'm going to say theme. Let's go to a lighter blue and template. Let's just go back to music notes. Okay. Okay, so here's our music notes. I still, ooh, okay, write our music note here. Um, what's cool is it doesn't affect the previous pages, only the next page. If I were to duplicate or add another page, it's going to give me the same template. But if I click the back button to the previous page, you'll notice the templates and themes stayed in place. I'm going to just add a new page. You saw my text disappear. I'm going to come back to menu, theme. We're going to just go to a blank template and say, okay. There's some other great things in here. One, I can write, there's an eraser option. If I want to erase, I can either choose this eraser and erase, or oh, if I write, I can use my palm to erase. So I just take my palm and I can erase like this. There is a clear all option or a clean, and that'll get rid of all the text and items on your page. There's rulers, we can do shapes. There's a table we can choose. So let's just do a 4x4. Sorry, not very creative right now, but I'm going to go ahead and just write numbers in here. And you'll notice that if the text goes beyond the writing area, it'll just expand it. 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and I'll just expand it like that. So that's your table. I'm going to go to add a page. We're going to go into note. So these are cute little post-it notes that we can add. Okay, so there's our post-it note. I can move objects. This more is kind of fun. There's a grid we can do, and I just want to show you the mind map really quick. So if I take the mind map, oh, I don't want to do blue on blue. Okay, so let's do, if we did, our example is fruits. Sorry, terrible handwriting, but it still recognized it, thank goodness. And we did things like apple, orange, and grapes. Whew, okay, thank goodness it recognized my handwriting. I'm going to move this over here so I have more place to write. If I go ahead and click on, say, apple, I can expand my map to then say the different types of apples. Well, let's go back to right. Fuji. I can click this bottom plus and say granny and really expand this map as big as I need to. Okay? So there's a lot of great things already built into this Note app, which, like I said, is your whiteboard, but in this case, they do call this Note. There's different options to save once we're done. So I can say menu, save as, and name my file, or I can click save and it'll automatically name my file for me. But I want to save it in my local files, or if you're logged in, you can save it to your drive or your private files. I'm going to just say, okay, we can rename this to test. Okay, and it named it to test. I can exit. There's an exit button on the bottom left. And where I can find my note is in the Finder on the main page. It's like your file explorer. There's a recent files, but if you don't see it in your recent files, we can come back to local files. I did this in Note. Remember, so we're going to go to Note, double click, and here it is, test. And I can relaunch it and it'll bring back my note that we created from earlier. Okay, hope you enjoyed.